Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing, Eric? All right?
I'm doing all right, but you know what? Before we start, it's every time I take a drink now. We did that interview with Paul Stevens, the Exodus CEO, and one of the things he was like not on video, and one of the things he said is like, "Yeah, man, when people are on video, it's kind of always distracting." And I don't know if you caught this, Paul, but he said it's like, yeah, when people are drinking coffee, and right when he was said it, I was in the middle of drinking coffee during a video. So
Yeah, but did you also know that it's scientifically proven because of my NLP work that I do? If you have a warm drink, not a cold drink, a warm drink, psychologically, people will just trust you that little bit more. So if you notice a lot of my videos, I'll have a drink. Don't know what it is,
So
but I
Paul
think warm,
Stevenson, you're wrong on this one, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Paul. We got some exciting news today. We got what everybody's been wanting, what
Yeah,
everybody's
well, I
been
mean, Eric will
asking
tell you
for.
I don't normally work much at weekends, but I worked quite a lot yesterday, and I certainly don't normally do calls like this on a Sunday because otherwise I'm just at the computer all the time. So I think I'll take some time off. But there's a lot going on at the minute. Some of it is kind of like realization, and it's so funny that actually Paul Hutchins from HBA put a kind of similar post out to what I'm going to say now. So a lot of people online, when they want to start an online business, it's always time and money. It's always like they're the excuses. I'd love to make 10K a month or whatever, but time, I ain't got the time. I'm busy. I'm so busy. I'm so important. I'm so busy. And then money. So I think for that one, partly for that reason, right, we always try and share free ways of generating leads. And then there's the other side of it is that there's that saying, isn't there? If you teach somebody how to, sorry, if you give somebody a fish, they'll eat today. If you teach them how to fish, then they can eat for a lifetime. Eric, when you buy fish, where do you go? Do you go to the river and fish it yourself, or do you go to the convenience store?
I go to the convenience store.
Yeah, and
Yes.
so do I. And Paul Hutchins put a post out that was kind of a little bit along the same sort of lines. And they were saying they're trying to, they've been trying to teach people how to do it properly with building pages and funnels and autoresponders, and that's part of the reason why now they have the turnkey system. Exodus was probably there a bit before because I mean, going back 10 years, they kind of had this. So what we want to do today, guys, if you're struggling either to actually get your leads, actually get your videos created, and I know some of you are, and if you're putting them out and you're not getting the results yet, which sometimes just takes time, and I know some of you are struggling with that, well, these leads, we know that they work from before. And then Paul Stevenson mentioned it on the interview, the same ones. And it was like, whoa. And I said to him, when I spoke to Paul Stevenson sort of independently, I said to him, so, treat me like I was your brother and I'm just joining. What would you tell me to do? And he told me these leads because they're real people. Now, don't expect like money to fall from the sky, right? And we're going to play you a message that I got. I've messaged Paul Hutchins about something from HBA, so we're going to play that. So it's not going to be I just send a link and miraculously people buy. But I think it's worth mentioning before I hand it over to you. Did you see that Paul Hutchins 5% conversion rate, basically 4.95% conversion rate with leads that go into the turnkey system with HBA? I
It's
mean,
it's
that's
it's really good. Yeah,
that's
like you
awesome.
said, 2 to 3% is the basic average, but what are we doing this year? Above average, right? So we're at almost
Yeah,
five
yeah.
percent. So it's way above average. So that's
Right.
very exciting.
So what I see that we have in our hands at the minute is a lead source that we'll share with you, right? That if you treat them the right way, and I'm going to play that message in a minute, but if you treat them the right way, you could get probably more than 5% if you're slightly above average doing the sort of things that we do. So if you notice, me and Eric, we've created the $35 side hustle, the quiet commissions lead magnet. I've just put a document together today. I'll briefly show you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing it, but we're always like progressing. Eric's got a 50 plus campaign that he's put together. We're always, and we're learning some great stuff about some Facebook automation. I haven't watched it all yet, but we're always like, how do we make it easier? How do we go above average? What do we do? What do we do? And we always share it with you guys. So, what should we do? Should we show them the lead source first or play them that message?
I
Oh,
would
let's play
let's show it off.
Julie's. Let's show Julie's.
Yeah, let's show
Right.
Julie's message.
Let's show Julie's message. Right. So I've mentioned these lead sources to a couple of people, and a couple of people knew about it from something that we did a while ago. Right. But let me just show you what Julie said. Right. So Julie, bless her, dun, dun. Here we go. Well, I screwed up already. You sent me the 3 leads a day, and I had a time clock on it. So I joined and sent out texts, and now two people are asking for info. Right? And I don't have my group reorganized yet. Should I send the link to e-programs? That means Exodus, right? No one has ever responded before. It freaked me out. I love that, right? And quite often in the past as well, it's like, we tell people what to do, and then people will say, "Oh, I've got a lead. What do I do? What do I do?" And it's like, did you not think about that? Did you not expect it to work? Did you think we're telling you lies? Right?
Oh, by the way, I hope Julie's okay with saying Julie's one of the people who took advantage of our, went all in with us, right? And we're doing the co-branding. Just wait, Paul, because you haven't seen it, but Nicole's been working on a co-branded
Well,
video for her,
I've,
and it
I've
is going to
seen
be
I've seen the
flipping awesome.
PDF.
She's going to love it.
I've seen the PDF you put together. I've seen the first video you did, which is freaking awesome, and we'll get a Zoom done with her, maybe even with the owner of Exodus. So we'll see. Well, anyway, we'll definitely be on with them. So the leads are kind of been going for years. This lead source. There, you got a message from Julie, who's actually proving that people are coming, responding. Now, in terms of what I just said about just sending a link, if you just send links, Eric, is anybody going to join? Does it really work that way online? As a percent, what do you reckon? Half a
I
percent,
mean,
maybe?
it's like anything else. If you send it enough times, but can you afford to send out a link tens of thousands of times if you're
Yeah.
paying for solo ads and traffic? No, you gotta do a little bit. That's the average thing someone does. Right? We're above average. We're above
So
average. So
so Paul Hutchins put the message out about the 4.95% conversion rate with their turnkey system. So I messaged him and I just said, look, I'm assuming that's not just cold traffic. Is there any insight you can give me? It's 1 minute 35. Bear with us, guys. We're going to play you in.
Hey, Paul. Good to hear from you, man. No, I don't have any details on the traffic other than just what I know in my gut, which is Facebook, YouTube, one-on-one conversations are always going to be the best. Email lists, personal email lists that people have been developing where you've been building trust and rapport. Solo ad traffic, really not that great. We had one member. So one of the things we're doing is cleaning the leads. So we eliminate bots on the capture page and also fake emails on the capture page. So we've got a process for that. And then in the follow-up series, we are at the end of the follow-up series, we're deleting anyone who does not open the email. And that way we have a real list of, real leads for everybody. And one lady in the social media feed of the app was saying that she noticed she had like 200 leads and, over half of them disappeared. And I was talking to Mike and he's like, yeah, they just weren't opening the emails. So they went through the entire follow-up series and didn't open an email. And as I was talking to her and asking her where she got the leads, they were solo ad leads, so she did get some good leads out of that, but most of them were non-opens. So I guess that's the best detail I can give you. Hopefully that's helpful. Have a great day.
Cheers, Paul. So straight from the horse's mouth. And that's what you're up against, guys. The push button stuff, that's why it very rarely works, because this is what they call cold traffic, right? They don't know HBA, they don't know you, they don't know me, they don't know, and a lot of them are complete newbies. So just sending a link, you're not giving them any guidance, any support or anything like that, which is why you need to build know, like, and trust. That's why YouTube works better than solo ads, because at least when me and Eric are doing a YouTube video, they see us, they get to hear us, oh, they're on interviewing Paul Stevenson, the owner of Exodus. I've just played you a message from Paul Hutchinson. I might do a video for social media with that. I'm sure Paul will be cool with it. Anything you can do to kind of elevate yourself and just be a little bit above average will give you the win. Right. Anything you want to say before I show that lead source?
nope, let's roll.
So I'm going to drop this document under this video. And I've been working on, I had an idea yesterday for like 30 day sort of an action step every day for 30 days. But do you know what? You guys aren't good. And it seemed like such a good idea yesterday, but I kept thinking and thinking. And in all honesty, guys, when we've given 30-day guides or, here's a list of a checklist and stuff to do, people just don't do it, right? So very few do, right? and people don't have the commitment to sort of follow through, right? So it really got me thinking after that interview with Paul, sharing people that are making like 400K, and that's not an income claim or anything like that. But what about if rather than you learn to fish, right, you could just go to the convenience store, right, and you could just go and buy fish, right? So that's what we got here. So there's 3 levels, right? 5 leads a day. So there is another source that's 3 leads a day, but I looked at the numbers. You need 5 leads a day, right? So 5 leads a day. It's only $75 a month, and that is done for you. And like you can make that self-funding, right? So if you share this complete system, and where I'm heading with this, is that I want to make this a complete system for people. So again, it is an actionable step thing, but it's like number 1, you join. Number 2, you go and get your link. Number 3, you go and buy these leads. You then make a copy of this with your link in, right, for HBA, and your link in for this, and then our link for Exitus if you're not in Exitus yet, and we'll give you a little cut, but ideally you would be to make the $1,000, $2,000 commissions. So that's our hybrid affiliate system, which again is unique, right? I was researching a book called 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. Came across in something I was listening, and he's talking about don't just go and promote HBA like everybody else. Don't just go and sell shoes like everybody else. You need to come up with something unique, right? So you're not in competition. Well, me and Eric are the only ones that have got a hybrid affiliate system going. So you're in a good place, right? You're part of the hybrid affiliate team. So when you share that whole system, the complete system, guess what? 3 referrals, and this service is free because it pays out 35% commission on every customer that you refer, right? So you can basically get free leads. So 5 a day, 10 a day, 15 a day. 47 cents a lead, pretty good. Now, on their website, it says that if you use their scripts, you get about a 7% response rate, okay? So that's 7 out of 100 will come back to you, right, and say, yeah, tell me what you got. I think we can do better than that, but I'll save that for another day with some of my NLP wisdom, right? So this document here, it's got the link where you can go and get them if you want to go and get them, right? It gives you your total cost if you're just at the $35 level in HBA, the cost if you're at the premium level in HBA, and it tells you how many sales you need to cover your monthly cost, right? So assuming you didn't refer anybody to the lead stuff, if you're at the $35 level and you're at the basic level for the leads, you only need 4 sales, 9 sales if you want to get the max amount of leads. But look at this, if you've got the premium product with HBA, you only need 2 sales and you cover your monthly cost for leads and HBA, cover the cost of your leads with just 2 sales. It's pretty sweet, isn't it? Does that cover HBA as well? No, it won't. Two to cover your leads though. So then, there's some numbers on here. You can read them, how fast you get in profit if you got the premium and not. And then side-by-side comparison, what it could be worth if you just get like 3 leads, 3 leads a month out of the, 3 sales a month rather, 3 sales a month. What happens if you go for more? Because you can still do your video reels. You can still do, if you do blogs, you can still do YouTube, like that Richard Haircross is getting $1,000 a month from doing YouTube videos. But how many of you have made a YouTube video since we shared that information with you on Tuesday, right? Let's be honest. So I'll send you this. I'm not going to go over it, but then we talk about Exitus. And if you haven't watched that interview yet, even if you have no intention of going for the mid-ticket, right, to add that to your weaponry and your arsenal, I would strongly recommend you watch that interview because it will give you a great understanding of kind of the industry, the online marketplace, how things work, what helps you make money. Paul Stevenson's a really good guy with stuff. He knows his stuff. So I do recommend you listen to that. And I think that's it. That's it from me on a Sunday afternoon. So I'll let Mr. Green finish off.
Well, I think we keep hearing similar things. Hey, I'm posting, I'm putting stuff out there, and a lot of that requires consistency, guys. I mean, it takes time before, and that's why I always teach and talk about, are you connecting with people, connecting with your content? So are you doing the back end stuff? Somebody likes or comments on your stuff. Are you reaching out and just saying hello to them and beginning a relationship, not a pitch, not a look at me, what I got. But a lot of people are like, I'm doing this. So what we're providing here is an opportunity, even at the basic level, to potentially get 5 actual leads in a day. Now, what you do with those leads are important. some people who are aggressive will pick up the phone and call these people. Most people are not going to do that. And we understand that most people are not
Yeah.
going to do that. In fact, I probably would not, even though I've done phone work in the past and I did it. I didn't never loved it, but I did it. I would still not probably pick up the phone. And I hate to say that, guys, because I don't want you to discourage you from not doing it if you want to do it. But what I would certainly do if I have a legit phone number is I will text that individual. Okay. I will reach out to that individual and let them know I'm a real person on the other end. And I'm super excited about the business I'm in. I know that they're looking for that. And they're going to, and so the other thing that I would do is I would try to locate them on social media. So I would take their phone number or email and I would plug it into the search in Facebook and I would see if I could find them on social media. And because I've done that in the past and it's been very, very lucrative for me because people would leave information or comment or an email and it would be a lead and they weren't responding to my follow-up emails, anything like that. But I found them on Facebook and I'm like, hey, I hate to bother you, I think you opted into one of our businesses. Not here to pressure you, just letting you know I'm a real person. It sounds like you're looking for ways to make money online. I would actually maybe take a screen capture when I did that too and say, hey, here's where you opted in or whatever. Here's the lead I got. And I would just start a conversation with people. So I think if you go above average, right, you're above average and you take those opportunities to reach out to people via text, try to find them. If you can, at least reach out to text. You're going to get the maximum opportunity, benefit from those leads. What are your thoughts on that, Paul?
Well, I do you know what, guys? I wouldn't call the people from a business point of view. Who likes cold calls? Nobody likes cold calls. So if I'm a lead and Eric rings me, Eric could be the nicest guy on the planet, but to be honest with you, I'm on guard straight away. I probably wouldn't even answer the phone if it's not a number I recognize. The text messaging is great, and again, watch that interview with Paul Stevenson, but he would say, hey, you could text and say, hey Eric, my name's Paul, just let you know I'm a real person. You just, because the leads are sent to you, I think it's within 5 minutes of them filling in an ad for information about an online business. So they're fresh, right? So when you get them, they're very fresh, right? So you can say, hey Eric, it's Paul. You just opted in to one of our ads. Just to let you know, I'm a real person. Looks like you're looking for something online. Have you found anything yet? If you ever want more info, I'm here to help. Or I might say something like, hey, I've been online now for about 15 years. I know some ins and outs. I've got a few things that might suit you, might not. There's only one way to find out. If you've got any questions, let me know. And I could come up with a list of these guys for you to pick what's going to work.
Well,
You're happy to
and
do.
I used to do even a little pattern interrupt. So I would be like, let's say Paul came in and I would text and say, hey, Paul, hey, Paul, it's Eric. And that's it. And he's like, here's the response. I go, who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Paul. My apologies. Yeah, you just opted into one of our forums to learn about, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I just want to let you know I'm a real person. If you have any questions, just let me know. And that's it. Just keeping it casual and all that. But I would sometimes, because I did that sometimes to force them to actually respond back. I would get almost 95% of the time I would get a response back because they're like, huh? Who is this? But if I write, hey, Paul, it's Eric. You opted into my forum. I love this business. It's great. I'm going, okay, well, thanks. I'm no need to respond. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But if I can get them to respond, then they've taken some kind of an action. So just try. That's the fun thing, right? You try different things, Paul, and see what works.
So, and then what you're going to be thinking is, well, it's okay. And now they're removing all the excuses, these guys, because now I can just get 5 leads a day, 10 leads a day, 15 leads a day. And all I need to do is text them. They're all USA leads. I'm looking at the best solution from the UK, and I think I found 2 that look like really promising, right? Or I'll just ask Eric to message them. So get a friend in America if you're in the UK, Australia, right? So I think I've got that sorted. But then you're going to say, well, it's all right, but I haven't got any authority, and I'm not, they're not. Why would they listen to me? Well, number one, the turnkey system with HBA looks like it's working well. We know it's working well. Number 2, but you need to be the bridge. You need to be I was struggling. I found this. It's great. They do so much support. They do all this. Check it out. See what you think. Right. Exodus, again, all the follow-up is done. If you send them that interview, which is why I want to give you all copies of the page, if you send them the whole process, right, and they watch that interview, they're going to be really happy. Then I said it was a productive weekend. Was it Friday or was it yesterday? I think it was Friday. We did like the trust campaign, and we spent a lot of time. They're not in an autoresponder yet, but we've worked out like, all the emails that we think are pretty much there that roll off us. And obviously, the HBA one uses Paul Hutchins and Mike Hobbs' authority. But what we're doing for people that go with Exitus this week.
Oh, well, we've got a special offer going this week. So besides the co-branding, which you guys are about to see some co-branded material
Yeah.
marketing stuff that's going to blow your mind. It's really awesome. You're going to get access to that. That's something we're making standard for people that go all in. But what we're doing, we built out this 14-day trust campaign. And so basically, when a lead comes in, we're walking them through over 14 days. We're letting them get to know us, who we are. This is one of the best ways, one of the best follow-up series for cold traffic or somebody that doesn't know who we are, doesn't know anything about the program or anything like that. So we built this 14-day trust campaign. So what we're going to do for anybody that goes all in with us before the 28th for the rest of this week through Friday, we're going to actually take our money, right? Money we've earned from that sale, and we're going to apply some of that money toward an advertising campaign, and we're going to plug your link into our 14-day trust campaign. So you'll be able to benefit from free traffic that we're offering over to you. Now, this is above and beyond. We don't have to go beyond the co-branding. The co-branding with you over 30 days is priceless, right? So this is above and beyond. We're actually saying, okay, well, we'll also drive traffic using our top shelf 14-day follow-up, where you get sort of leverage our story and our, all that. But that traffic will be going to your link for that 14-day campaign. I think that's once again way too much, but this is what we do. We offer, we offer the house.
I mean, if you're going to join us, right, it's going to be you're already with us in HBA and Exitus, right? So you're already in the programs that we're in, and that's why we'll drop your link into the account. I still think it's a bad idea because we could be doing that for ourselves, but rather than give you kind of money off, which we're not really meant to do, because obviously for competition reasons and everything, we can spend the money on ads, and we figure, well, we want to spend money on ads and build our list, so we'll do that, but we'll put your links in. So Eric, one of Eric's mad ideas must have been, I don't think you drank a lot, but obviously.
Just got to reach out to us, guys. I mean, we'll meet you where you're at. If you're, I always say this, there are people out there right now, maybe even watching this, that are like, you're just like, I want to do it, but you just reach out to us. We're not going to Paul's not going to put you in an arm lock and make you get your credit card out and buy it. We're just going to say, hey, what's your deal? Where are you at? How can we meet you? And can we make this work? Can we make this work? And see what solutions we can come up with you. So there's, don't feel like, having that battle in your mind. Just have a conversation with us, and we'll help you settle that. Because we may tell you, we may even tell you, hey, you're just not in a position or ready right now. Just wait, just keep pushing.
Now.
Yeah. So, and we're not going to do that in a meeting. We're going to do it in your best interest. Like, yeah, okay, based on what we're hearing with your situation, just stay focused on what you're doing now, and we'll get you to that high ticket when you're ready. But there are a lot of people that probably need to be pulling the trigger, and for whatever reason, it's holding you back. Maybe you're thinking, these $1,000, $2,000 commissions, no one's going to buy that. It's like, I'm telling you guys. Paul, have we ever, okay, over the course of 4 months, look at everything we've ever promoted, whether it's an affiliate, a tool, or whatever. When we did $124,000 sales in 4 months, I don't think we've done any other program that's a low ticket where we've done that many sales on like a $7 program.
Never.
We did 124 to 1,000.
Yeah.
So,
and part of the reason is, guys, it's like when I used to work at Hillary's Blinds, the guys that went out to sell and fit the blinds, they would go and measure up first and quote. And if they knew, right, some of them were sneaky. They'd ring up and say, hello, Mrs. Smith, you want some blinds? What is it you're looking for? And if they said, oh, it's just a little roller blind in the downstairs loo, right, it doesn't really make them hardly any money. It's not really worth going a lot of times. they just turn it down, right? Because there's not enough in it. They, there's no money there for them. So when you invest, I mean, I don't want to mention the name, but there's another program. We kind of have a love-hate with it. It's such a great idea, but we see people on the leaderboard, and we're on the leaderboard quite a lot, and we know what we're making, and we know that, so we know roughly what these other people are making, and they're all excited about $6 commissions, right? Because the way that they've gone is going down that cheap route, right? Well, I can tell you that they're not making the money, and if you've only invested like $7 into a program, where's your incentive to make it work? I've just watched the Gordon Ramsay thing, Being Gordon Ramsay on Netflix, right? I think it was 5 restaurants in total he's opening at this place, Bishopgate in London, up on a high rise. He's got $20 million of his own money tied up in it. Pounds, not dollars, pounds. £20 million. He's backing it, right? So yeah, he's got the banks to kind of bankroll, equipment and stuff like that. But if it all goes wrong, he has to pay for it, right? So during the 6 episodes, I think you'll often hear him say, "Yeah, there's just no option for this. This has to work. There's just no option, right?" He's
Well,
invested, right?
yeah.
When you spent $27, even $35 on a business, what's your investment? It's so easy to walk away if things get a little bit hard. Oh, I look for something easier, and then you get scammed.
Well, you know what, Paul? It goes back to the first really mid-ticket, high-ticket I ever went in. It was a $2,000 program, right? It was a pass up. Now here's the thing, guys. This I had to pass up a sale
Ouch.
before I made any money. I made $1,500 commissions on those sales. Okay, now watch this. I had to pass up one. Then I had to make a second one to get 1,500 back. So I'm still down 500 on my investment. So I got to make three $2,000 sales. And I was at that time making like $50 here and there, doing networking deals. I'd get a sell or two here, making maybe a couple $100 or whatever. So my mind had to adjust to the fact that, well, my experience online has only been, making this amount of money, whether network marketing or this. And so my mind can only think of those numbers that I've been able to generate. And now I've got to convince my mind, right, that I got to do three $2,000 sales before I'm even in profit. So, but here's what made me do it. I had a desire to leave corporate America. And I knew in my mind that yes, these networking things work. And I had a desire to do it quickly, right? So I knew that when I looked at all of this over here and I thought, man, it's going to take me forever, right? With that's those type of payouts. It's just going to take me a long time. So why not at least give this a shot? Because man, even if I could do 2 sales a month, that's $30,000. That's huge. That's like, and I could do it part time while I'm working my full time job. Like I go into a whole nother tax bracket if I could just do 2 sales a month online part time. And that's what really did it. That's why I incorporated. That's why we have the hybrid. We want you to build a residual income, right? And you can build a residual income that you can retire from, but you're not going to do it overnight, right? It's going to take time, consistency, and effort. And we have that in place with that. But man, if you want to have that cash injection, right? You got to have something that gives you a bite, that gives you like, wow, like is a difference maker. Like I just made $1,000 commission. I just made a $2,000 commission. That, my friends, is a difference maker. And if it takes you a month, 2 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year to sell one, does it matter? Because once you make your first sell in a mid or high ticket, now you have a story. You've done it. Now you have a belief. Now you know there are other people out there who want that same experience, right? All over the world, right? And so now it's like, boom, boom. Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm getting one seems like every 90 days I'm getting $2,000. Now it's every month. Now it's like, oh my God, I'm doing 2 or 3 or 4 a month. This is insane. You know what I mean? So that's why I did it.
Well,
That's why I did it, Paul.
I'll tell you where I think now why I'm working on a Sunday, right? Because like Gordon Ramsay's pumped, he's opening this £20 million, series of restaurants and stuff. And by the way, they didn't have any coat hangers to hang your coats for all the guests that were paying £150 a head, I think it was. Little things you don't expect to go wrong. They're like, oh, what do we do? They've got all these coats. So think about this. All the people, right, that are filled in for those 5 leads a day, right? And you can still do free social media if you want, but basically any leads that you generate, all those people have filled an ad in, right? For the 5 leads a day, 10 leads a day, 15 leads a day, that's talking about an online business and making money online. So is the audience the same, Eric, for HBA and for Exitus? Are they
1,000.
so we've got the same leads,
person.
right? So those leads are good for both sources, right? Now, what most people do is they join Exitus and they're just promoting Exitus to those people, or they join HBA and they're just promoting HBA to those people, or Affiliate Mentor, or Lead Lightning, or whatever, or a health and wellness thing, or whatever business it is, right? Now, what is riskier for somebody who is brand new, spending $35 or going straight to Exitus maybe and spending like 1,300, 2,400 with the license fee to get going? What, as maybe, especially if they're brand new, Eric, what do you think they're more likely to want to do?
The 35, no doubt.
So now, right, there's somebody who's cold market and they're looking to do something. They filled an ad and they get this nice person reach out who says that, look, there's no pressure here. I'm just letting you know, like, hey, Paul, sorry, who's this? Oh, you just filled you just filled an ad in. Sorry. Okay. Listen, just let you know, I'm a real person. No pressure here. I'm doing this thing. If you ever want to know more, just ask. If not, hope you wish you well on your journey, finding something, if you say something like that, you're striking up a conversation, right? So do they really need to speak to anybody, Eric, about a $35 decision? Really?
No.
Not when we've done such a good job of giving that $35 side hustle page for you. We know, you never know until you test, but that is working well. And just the idea of covering some household expenses rather than going straight for the 10K is going down very well, right? So we've got that, right? Now let's suppose then they get blown away by the support of HBA. They can see what we're doing. They can see the bill killer side of it, the $35 side hustle and all that. But then they want to know more about Exitus because they've got that sheet that I've just did today and they can see like the ads. And they want to know more about Exitus. Who do they speak to, Eric?
They speak to me, right? They speak
to the call center.
Oh, no. I'm still back in the day when I was thinking about back in the day when I was doing my own thing and that was the thing. I didn't have a call center back then. I had to actually reach out. You know what I did back then, Paul? This is how awesome the call center is now. I had to actually I would connect with them and I would call them on the phone because they would do conference calls.
Yeah.
That's how they promoted the deal. Wasn't it Zoom back then? And I would call them up. Hey, Paul, man. Hey, great. I know you'd mentioned you definitely want to check out that. I would do this as a strategy because I didn't want Paul to diss it and not do it because Paul already told me he was going to be on. But if he was stateside, I'd still call. Hey, Paul, man, that thing starts in about 5 minutes. Oh yeah, I'm going to be on, Eric. Hey, man, since we're on the phone, I'll just three-way us in real quick. So we're on here, and then boom, I knew he was on the call. I'd have to sit through the whole thing. And then after the call was over, hey, Paul, man, yeah, man, what'd you think? Hey, man, if you have any questions, just let me know, man. Love to work with you. Click. And then I would just fingers crossed. Oh my God, I hope they do it. But with Exitus,
but now
you don't have to do any of that, right?
Here's the number.
They're closing for you.
Anyway, Stevenson is one of the people that answer the phone. His son Jake is another one that answers the phone. I don't know the other two, but they're going to know the business better than me and Eric or you and us all put together. So why not use the resources you've got? It's a big NLP thing. What resources have you got? Well, if you're happy to explain it all, go for it. But they've got the call center with Exitus. But at HBA, they shouldn't really need a call center. For $35 decision, right? So this is why. This is like the best thing we've ever done, Eric. Really, it really is.
I think it's the most structured thing we've ever done where we have all the pieces of the puzzle together, meaning we've got our opportunities are not, we've been in opportunities that have been around a long time, but the back end structure, and there were a lot of changes happening constantly and that confuses people. We've been in newer deals that were exciting, but ultimately, within that first 6 months to a year, they fell to the wayside or it didn't deliver what they said it was going to deliver. And we wanted both things. You always want residual income. Eric, we got to build up our residual. And I'm like, Paul, we need to have a high ticket too, man, because we need the injection. So we have literally everything in place, right? 10-year-old company, solid structure, been around. The owners are actively involved, and the owners both, and this is something that I don't think people understand how powerful this is. Both owners now have somehow taught themselves to code, which is insane because of AI. So now they're not waiting on, because I can tell you, I can tell you guys, when you're with a company and everything hinges on some geek, programmer living in, wherever they're at, um, in their little room, and and they're saying, "Hey, we're going to get this done or that done," and it takes them a month, and they're probably laughing while they're cashing their checks. And I know this because my older brother's a programmer, and they laugh at everybody. So, but now with AI, we have two owners that can make changes on the fly. They are dived in. They work in the trenches with everybody. They're not just sitting up here, and just letting their company run. So it's like we can just be marketers. We can just go out knowing that the companies we're representing are taking care of support. They're taking care of everything. So we can do what we love and market and help people that work with us market. And that's it. And that's all our jobs should be. But I can promise you, with the wrong companies, that's not your only job. There's so much more involved. And we don't have that here. So yeah, Paul, we got a great combination here.
And we've got Paul Stevenson, Paul Hutchins, and Paul Turner. So it gets a bit confusing, too many Pauls, but we can't help that. So
that's crazy.
So listen, I'm gonna get this uploaded. So yeah, if you are interested in the mid-ticket with the Exodus, then let us know, guys, and we'll work with you. Like Eric said, maybe you don't want us to run, that traffic where our traffic, but we'll put your link in it. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you need something else. We'll talk to you. I'm not saying we'll do it, but we'll talk to you. And if you're not ready to invest in Exodus, or you can't, just go all out with HBA. Or eight sales at the with all three, is $1,000. Whether that's 1 over 8 months or it's 8 in 1 month, or so we do. Not only do we have like the great programs, we've got 2 that means you're secure. If anything happens to one, we've got the other, and I don't expect anything to happen to either of them because they've been around so long now and they're so well established. But we have got that, okay, and we could easily interact or swap over. So we've got that, but also you can set your people that aren't ready to go yet, they can make the money in HBA if they just go all out on HBA. So perfect system. Right, what you doing the rest of the day? You say you might go watch a film?
We may go watch a movie, something. We haven't decided yet. We're just being bums right now. It's still early for us, but you're getting ready for your little afternoon evening shift, so I'm sure you're shutting down.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut down. Got to cook a chicken casserole. I've already done some gardening, and then I don't know. We'll see. All right. So, guys, yeah, I hope you appreciate. I don't want to say like how hard we're working on this, but it's all coming together so well. So I hope you take advantage of what is there with these 2 programs. They will do all the follow-up for you if you can get them in. You just need to be good at being the bridge. And now we've just got rid of another thing with the leads, right? If you can't do it, you're scared to do it, and we've still got people that are struggling to make the reels, right? And even then, the other day I just gave the prompts. Here's the prompts, and people are still struggling. So we just want to remove all the friction we can. 5 leads a day, 10 leads a day, 15 leads a day. Imagine that, right? Straight in. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy your Sunday, guys, by the way, if you're watching this. Cheers, bye.
Cheers.